This is Eddie Johnson from Rebel Visions Corporation. I love having little conversations with people around the topic of influence versus popularity. And people freak out. They think they're the one and the same. They're not. When you're talking about online influence versus online popularity, popularity is not necessarily going to mean that people are going to move on what you say, which is called influence. There are a lot of people out there that are called influencers because they have a lot of followers. No, it just means you're freaking popular. Let's get it straight. Popularity is one thing, influence is another. Popularity is just having a whole bunch of people that like what you're doing and follow you. Influence is a whole bunch of people that like what you're doing, follow you, and act on what you say. That's the difference, right? So if I have an influencer that has, or two people and they both have 10,000 people, right? Actually, no, let's make it even more interesting. I've got somebody who's popular with 100,000 followers. And we're using low numbers, but still, I've got somebody who's popular with 10,000 followers and versus that person that's popular with 100,000 followers. But every time this person with 10,000 followers says or does something, they're getting 1,000, 2,000 people moving on what they say. Here's what's funny. That person on the other side that's got 100,000 followers, they do the same numbers. 100,000 people, 2,000 people that move on what they say. Which one is really popular? Which one is really the influencer? And those numbers are really close. They're sitting right there. So you can say, well, both are good for you, right? One's popular. If you look at the numbers between 1,000 or 2,000 people versus 100,000 people, that's only a 1 to 2% return. But they're going to command more money or demand more money because they have 100,000 followers. Whereas this person that only has 10,000 followers, that still gets that same 1,000, 2,000 pop. That's a 10%, 20% hit across their numbers. What does that mean? That means that person can grow, and they're growing in a way that makes them influential. And they might actually cost less for those same 1,000, 2,000 people. Influence versus popularity. 100,000 people with a 1% return, 2% return. 10,000 people at a 10, 20% return with their numbers growing. You could say, Eddie, well, we're reaching the same number of people. Yes, but this person might be charging you more to reach those same people just because they have more followers, because they feel that they've won the popularity contest. Don't buy into popularity, buy into influence, buy into people that can actually get their followers to do something, that can actually get their followers to take action. Right? It's great that you were the queen of the prom. That's awesome. But that person who was president of the student council, that person has influence. Queen of the prom, well, you dress nice. Not taking anything away from you, but you're probably not going to move as many people. So let's think about what influence is versus popularity. And I gave you those examples specifically because I want you to be angry. I want you to be inquisitive. I want you to call up and ask me questions or even come back at me or on a video and say, hey, Eddie, I think you're wrong. Let's have that dialogue. Let's have that conversation about influence versus popularity. They're not the same thing. Having large numbers, but not getting large numbers in return is not really influence. Having large numbers, but getting a lot of return, that's influence. And that's what we're talking about. I don't want you to spend money unnecessarily. I want you to spend money in the right ways. And trust me, I'd love to take your money, but I want you to be clear about everything that you do. And this is just another topic in case of I want you to spend your money well. All right? This is Eddie Johnson from Rebel Visions Corporation. I hope this helps. Have a great day.